All right, now the CW is adding a new comedy to the lineup. It's called Would I Lie to You? And it's actually a comedy panel show. A bunch of comedians just get together and decipher who's telling the truth, who's telling a lie. And I could never do it justice by only talking about it. So I want you to check out the convo I had with the host, Aasif Mandvi.
Aasif, thank you so much for talking to me today.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, no problem. Look, I'm really interested in this. I love comedies, okay? So
Yeah.
what this used to be a British show, or maybe it still is, but
It still is. It still is.
You're bringing it to the US. What made you want to do that?
As a person of Indian descent, I've always been looking to steal something from the British. And so
Perfect opportunity.
and I just wanted to get something back. Something back. They took all those jewels. We got their comedy. No, so the thing is, I watched the show, the British show, and I fell in love with it. And we used to watch it all the time. My wife and I would watch it at the end of the day. It was just like a way to unwind from the stress, anxiety, insanity of, of craziness of the world, right? And so I'm watching the show. I'm falling in love with it. It's just funny, and it's just 20 minutes, 30 minutes of laughing, and which you need. And so I told Robert King about it, who I work on the show Evil, which is the other show I'm doing. And Robert and Michelle King are the creators and writers of that show. And I told Robert about it. He watched it. He fell in love with it. Then he has a conversation with me where he says, why don't we make an American version of this show? Like, what's going on? Why is there not an American version? We can have American celebrities and American hosts and all. And we thought, that's a great idea. Why has nobody done that? And, usually those conversations don't end with a show. Usually those conversations end with like, we'll totally do that. All right, we're definitely going to do that. Yep, think about it. Well, we're going to get on that.
Those Hollywood talks where you're going to.
And it's Hollywood. Like nothing ever really happens that you say is going to happen.
Right.
So this happened, and here we are. And we got the CW wanted to do it. CBS Studios wanted to do it. We got amazing team captains with Matt Walsh and Sabrina Jalise. Matt Walsh, who people know from Veep and everything else, and Sabrina Jalise, who's an amazing stand-up comic from this country called Canada, which I had never heard of before, but apparently it's just to the north of us.
Oh, somewhere up there.
Somewhere up there. And she was also on Carol's Second Act on CBS, and she's just a really funny comic and stand-up. And then we got these amazing celebrity guests to come on and be on the show, and ba-boom, the hilarity ensues,
Yeah. So like you said, you have some celebrity guests. How did you pick who you wanted to be on this show? Like, was it someone you wanted to take out their element? And like, how can I sign up? Because like I said, I love comedy.
Yeah, no, it was honestly like we just reached out to our friends and people and people who we thought were funny and were good storytellers. The one surprising guest on the show is Preet Bharara. And Preet Bharara was the former US attorney of New York who was fired by Donald Trump. And I know him because Indian people all know each other, and so we're a part of the South Asian Illuminati group, and so we all get together and have our meetings every month. And so anyway, I'm kidding. People are on the phone like they really have one.
It's true.
So I called Preet and I was like, Preet, do you want to be on the show? I know I've hung out with you at parties. I know you're not a performer, but you're really funny and you're a great storyteller. And Preet was like, yeah. He was like, just don't make fun of me. He thought it was gonna be like Jackass, where we're gonna make him get punched in the face or something. And so I was like, no, it's nothing like that. This is pure fun. You'll come on, you'll tell a funny story. It'll be just great. And he was great. He was so fun on the show. And people like that, like Isaac Mizrahi came on, the fashion designer, and told a really funny story about how he flew from New York to Chicago on a flight just to avoid his own surprise birthday party. And all his friends showed up at the surprise birthday party and he was in Chicago. And is it true? Is it a lie? I don't know. Maybe we'll find out.
What makes a good lie?
What makes a good lie? It's a very good question.
What's really stumping these people? Is it the facial expression, like the delivery? Yeah. What is it?
Well, different people have different things. Sometimes you wrap it up in a little bit of truth, and that helps, with a lie. But the thing is that what's great about this show is that when you are telling the truth, you want people to think it's a lie. And so you might try to pretend you're lying by, like, you know, hemming and hawing, maybe forgetting for facts or contradicting yourself or whatever.
The ultimate mind, just
yeah. So it's a bit of a mind play because you, and then the other team doesn't know, are you really forgetting that and make it, or are you just pretending like you are,
right.
So that you know, so that's where the gameplay comes into it and it gets fun.
Well, I cannot wait to sit in front of my TV and watch. I know everyone out there will be watching also. Thank you so much for coming in and chatting with me.
Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, no problem. Anytime you want to come back.
All right. How about in an hour?
We'll be here.
All right, I'll be back. See you in an hour.
All right, have a good one.
Bye.
Unfortunately, Aasif will now be joining us in an hour, okay? I wish he was, because that was so much fun talking to him. Catch new episodes of Would I Lie to You each Saturday on CW at 5:30 p.m. And then you can stream it the next day on the CW app and CWTV.com without even having a subscription, okay? Now it's time.